Hey, how you guys doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's Brandon Cruz Daily Fantasy Podcast, where I'm going to look alone plays and strategies specifically designed for GPPs. This is a show for people who are already informed on daily fantasy sports and how this contest operates. If you got any questions related to NASCAR, this is a stupid question, feel free to shoot my way at BrandonCruzDFS on Twitter. Most importantly, take everything you hear with a grain of salt and use your best judgment when making entries. Additionally, if you have a gambling addiction, that's just not my problem. Let's look at the Xfinity Series at Phoenix International Raceway, as it was once called, instead of Phoenix Raceway. Anyway, let's look into this. Remember, go to racefortheprize.com to get the fantasy NASCAR spreadsheet that I've been using pretty much the entire time I've been playing DFS. One last week to buy it. Next year, it is free. If you want to go check it out, I'm sure Pierce will give you a deal on it. If you say, like, hey, Pierce, can I just see it for the Xfinity? Can I see it for the Truck Series real fast? Can I see it for the Cup Series? I'm sure he'll work with you. He'll find a price that works with you just to see it this 1 week. You can find him on Patreon, and you can get that sheet for free and next year and donate to him if you like his work. Best research tool in the business. And let's start breaking this down. So let's enter this race, and I got a question for you. Why is the championship here? Is it because of the investment that the Motorsports Cup or the Speedway Corporation made to Phoenix a few years back when they changed the start-finish line's location, when they changed the stands, when they updated the infield with Jeff Gordon's restaurant? I forgot what it's called. When they did all the renovations, was it to really, make an interesting place to have a season finale? Not really. It's because the bump and run. Why have a championship at Atlanta? Atlanta sucks. Well, the old configuration was cool, though, but why have it at Atlanta? That's not racing. Why have it at Homestead? Homestead isn't racing. We like real, rough, redneck racing. We like the bump and run. We like people to be able to decide championships by wrecking other people. And that's why the championship is here at Phoenix, because this is probably one of the best races to have a chance of just carnage each and every lap. I expect one of the 4 championship contenders to be wrecked by another championship 4 contender in this race. I think this race is going to be ugly. It's a short track. The Xfinity Series drivers have no respect for each other. Chastain's going to the Cup Series, so he doesn't care at all. Gregson's been pissed off for the last month and a half. Austin Cindric is just a wild man. Justin Haley, I think Justin Haley has a good chance to win this championship, but he's going to have to move people out of the way. That's just how it's going to be. Get ready for carnage. I guarantee you, this race will be decided by somebody wrecking somebody. That's how it's going to be. Probably in the last, let's say, 6 laps. If Cindric has a chance to win the championship and Allgaier's leading, you better believe Cindric's going to wreck him. You better believe Haley's going to wreck Cindric. You better believe Chastain's going to wreck Cindric. I mean, you better believe Herbst is going to wreck Gregson. Somebody's going to get turned in this race. Just keep that in mind. I imagine a lot of people are going to make lineups centered around Allgaier. That's not a bad play. I understand why you're doing that. But just like the Truck Series, not to the degree, but just like the Truck Series, there's going to be a lot of ownership placed on the pole sitter that I understand Allgaier more than Enfinger. But yet again, with how we've seen this season go, unless Allgaier just shows up and dominates the race like he did at Richmond, which is a possibility, the other championship 4 guys are going to be trying to get the lead every time they have a pit stop, every time they have a stage break. Other guys are going to be trying to win the race because they just want to end their season on a good note. That guys are racing for ownership points. Top 30 gets a bonus check at the end of the year. This is interesting, man. We got a lot of things going in. I don't think Allgaier leads the entire race. It's either Allgaier dominates the race or he doesn't. If you think he dominates the race, play Allgaier. If you don't think he dominates the race, don't play him. That's just how I see it. That's how I see it. Let's look through the field, going to the bottom, starting 31st. It's Stan Mullis in the 66 car for MB Motorsports. He's outside the top 30. He won't make the top 30 in points. I imagine they start in park. Haven't really seen anything on MBM's social media, Facebook, Twitter, anything like that. So we don't know. Jesse Iwuji. He's $6,600. Will he be chalk? He was optimal. What was he optimal at? Let me look. No, I'm thinking of another. Hold on. Yeah, he was optimal at Texas. Why was he optimal at Texas? Because he just survived, you know? That whole race at Texas, drivers were like, get this car off the track. Get that. What did Gordon say? I think it's to Balicki at the Brickyard one year. He's like, get that motherfucker off the track. How many times do we have to lap his ass? Same thing here with Jesse Woogie, man. He's going to be trapped laps down. He's so slow. I don't know how he meets minimum speed. Like, NASCAR's minimum speed must be with a 2001 Toyota Corolla. You know, like, they're like, if that car can make a minimum speed, something's wrong, man. Because Jesse Woogie, he'll be a lap down within the first 11 laps. Will he be popular? I think the optimal at Texas certainly helps that argument. If we expect this race to be crazy a little bit, it certainly helps him. We'll just have to see what people talk about, what people say. CJ McLaughlin in the 93 locked in top 30. I think they park. Haven't seen anything on RSS regarding McLaughlin. Yet again, this is on a Thursday. They race on Saturday, so we'll see what happens. JJ Yaley back in 17 for Rick Ware Racing. Rick Ware Racing is planning to run 2 cars next year in the Xfinity Series. With the money he has, with the money he's dumping into the Cup Series, I know he's not that competitive in the Cup Series, but he has a lot of money, man. He's helping Indy cars out. He's running, 17 teams in the Cup Series. We've seen this car run very well at Martinsville and the Roval this year. I understand those are flat tracks. This will be the first real test of this car, but this is a top 15 car. This is a top 12 car. Call me crazy. I think Rick Ware has a chance to win the championship next year in Xfinity Series. We gotta look and check it out. But JJ Yaley, I like him a lot. Bailey Curry, Mike Harmon Racing. Yet again, no update. We don't know if they're sponsored or not. Bailey Curry and Weatherman starting 31st and 33rd, respectively. These are awesome plays if they're sponsored. It's the last race of the year. If there's a race to just go all out, this is the race. I just want to see sponsorship on these cars, and I'm loving them. They got good pricing. They're not too outrageous. Let's see. Bailey Curry he's $4,900. Wait, let me check. He's in 47, right? Kyle Weatherman's in the 47. Bailey Curry's in the 74. Yeah, I mean that's crazy. That's crazy. If he's starting Parks, and the 66 starting Parks, 66 will finish 37th. Bailey Curry will finish 36th. His price is dirt cheap, He'll be a punt play. He'll be a chalk play probably after people watch this and be like, oh, I need to play Bailey Curry. So, just get ready, man. If people are punting, man, it's going to be the Bailey Curry and the David Starr and the Donald Tagee show. Matt Mills, he's going to be popular punt as well. He's too cheap, $4,800 for Matt Mills. I understand he hasn't finished that well. He's had some issues here and there. But you got to remember, he was also starting inside the top 20 most of the year. This is the first time we've seen him start in the back of how he should start. Like, if qualifying actually happened, we'd usually see Matt Mills start in 32nd. But since it's based on finishing order, we've seen him start 26th, 28th, 23rd, around there. Matt Mills is a great play as well. He's a popular punt, too. Kyle Weatherman, if they're sponsored, I like him. Vanderwall, not interested. He wrecked that Phoenix last time, and I don't think he does that again. I'm just not interested in. And they don't have any sponsorship. He hasn't got any sponsorships. David Starr has been really underperforming in this car, in the 07 car for SS Greenlight Racing. We got to see, man. Donald might actually be... Donald and David Starr are the exact same play to me. Same upside, same downside. Donald is he runs in the Pinty Series up in Canada, but obviously since they're not running right there, he came down to good old US of A to run in the Xfinity Series, help out his boy Alex LeBay, help out his boys at DGM Racing. Donald is $4,500. David Starr is $5,600. I think both can finish 26 on a good day. Both can DNF. And obviously, it's more likely that Donald does poorly in this race and David Starr outperforms him, but by slightly. I haven't crunched a whole lot of numbers yet, but the value, Donald's probably at this is just off my head. He's probably at a 4 value, 4.0. I bet David Starr hits about a 3.8, 3.7. I mean, Donald might just be a better play based on pricing. Ryan Vargas, the meme dream himself. I don't like him. That's just how it is. You already know me, guys. I'm not too big into him. BJ McLeod, I love here. He's in the 78 this weekend. He is racing for points. They need a top 30 to get a bonus at the end of the year. Like I said, Don just needs to hold on to position to basically be in play. Kobe Howard, he's 15 points behind the 90, 23 points behind the 08, 26 points behind the 78, and 27 points behind the 13 car in points. The ownership points are, right now, it's currently 78 in 20, what is that? 28th. The 08 car in 29th, and the 90 car 30th, and then 31st in points is 74, 15th, and then 16. And then I think Timmy Hill is 27th in points. So just keep that in mind. That's the point standings right here. So Kobe Howard pretty much racing for points, trying to get that top 30. We'll see how it goes. Mason Diaz in the 26 car for Sam Hunt. I like him a lot. Joe Graff Jr., Earnhardt, not interested in. Alex LeBay. If yet again, we're at a place where I think Alex LeBay can do very well. I was on him. I was very accurate on him at Texas. He underperformed at Martinsville, starting 21st. I like Alex LeBay for a top 12. That's just me. We got to figure out. We got to see how it goes. But that's just how I am looking at it. Jesse Little, not too big. Timmy Hill, he's 27th in owner points. He just has to not wreck. He just has to hold on in his position. I don't imagine he's going to be crazy, but he's going to be racing. And if you paid attention, I know he got some stage points in the Cup Series at the Roval, but these last couple weeks in the Xfinity Series, he's been getting stage points early in the first stage. I think at Martinsville he finished 8th in the first stage, or 9th, somewhere around there. I mean, they're racing for points right now. I don't imagine them to go out and just kill the field. All they got to do is just stay in front of the other guys, not get passed in the point standings, but that's just how it is. Hemrick, does he wreck? If he wrecks, obviously he's a bad play. If he doesn't wreck, he can finish 8th. That's just how it is. Tommy J. Martin's, I can't tell if I'm being too harsh on Tommy J. Martin's or if I'm not, because his race ratings, where he's running in most of the races are either 18th or outside the top 20 or in the 30s. He had a lot of mechanical issues early in the year. I think that may have hurt my image on this car because he has performed well the past 3 races. Finished 14th at Kansas, 10th at Texas, and 16th last week at Martinsville. But he's $6,000, man. Does he work? Does he not work? Up in the air. Going to be an ownership play. We're going to see what happens. I don't think I'm going to use him. I don't think he's going to be optimal. I don't think you need him. So I don't think he's a good play. That's how it's going to look like. Josh Williams. Call me crazy. I think Josh Williams performs very well here. We've seen him run very well early in the year. He finished 19th at Martinsville, but his pricing does not reflect the upside he has. He has a top 10 car. I think I'd much rather go here than Myatt Snyder, than other people. He carries a lot of risk, but I think he does well. Myatt Snyder in the 21 car for Rich Childress Motorsports. I think Myatt Snyder is overrated right now. I know this is his first year to gain experience. He's going to run full-time next year in the Xfinity Series, but he is not performing up to our standards. I remember somebody last week in a video said he's better than Anthony Alfredo, which I think is incorrect. I think Anthony Alfredo is far superior to Myatt Snyder. I think Kaz Grala is far superior to Myatt Snyder in these 21 cars this year. I think he finishes around where he starts. I don't see a whole lot of movement around Myatt Snyder. $8,000 reflects DraftKings, their perception that he's going to do well. I don't think he does well. I don't think you need to play him. Brandon Brown, he's too cheap. And I'd much rather play him over Myatt Snyder. Jeremy Clements, yet again, a little bit too cheap. We just got to figure it out. I don't think you need him. Don't think you need to play him. But, that's how it goes. Brett Moffitt. A lot of people keep hopping on the Moffitt bandwagon, the Xfinity Series. I started it. Early in the year, I was like, got to play Brett Moffitt. Got to do this. Now I'm on the complete opposite side. Where I don't want anything to do with Brett Moffitt. I don't like his ownership. I don't like where people are talking about him. I don't like it at all. I'm going to hop on. I will most likely play Ryan Sieg this weekend. $8,800. Difficult to fit in if you're building around 2 Dominators inside $9,000, $10,000. I think he's going to be forgotten. If he doesn't have a mechanical issue, should finish around 8 to 6. If he has a mechanical issue, I'm going to be dead. Michael Annett, not too interested in. Riley Herbst, in a race that I think people are gonna fight and wreck in and be really stupid, not really interested in. Brandon Jones got a lucky win earlier in the year, had a lot of practice. Kyle Busch had a bad car, got the win earlier this year. Not interested in what's his name? Brandon Jones. I think people are going to hop on him because we saw him win earlier in the year, but I don't think that setup is going to reflect what the conditions are in Phoenix this time of year. So that's just how it's going to be. Ross Chastain and Justin Haley are my 2 favorite Dominators for this week. I think these 2 cars are going to perform. They're going to outperform how people are going to think they're going to do. They're going to contend for the win. Those are my 2 favorite guys. Gragson, I'm not interested in. I think he wrecks. I think he does something stupid. I don't think he performs very well. Same with Harrison Burton. I just don't see it. I think Haley and Chastain are the 2 guys I'm going to focus on, especially with my fade on Allgaier, because I would just rather be on the side of not being on Allgaier and hope that he wrecks, hope that he chokes, hope that he doesn't win the championship, and hopefully Haley and Chastain can come through. Austin Cindric would probably be my idea of who I think people are going to choose for a second Dom. We're just going to have to see. On top of the choose cone, we got the stupid, it's been this way for years, obviously, but we got the 8,000-foot apron out of the start-finish line. And somebody's going to, we're going to see it late in the race. It's going to be this race. It won't be the truck race, it won't be the cup race. We're going to see late in the race. They're going to come across the start-finish line. Inside line's going to dive to that wall on the inside. They're going to keep diving down. They're going to enter turn 3 at a horrible angle. Somebody's going to miss the corner. He's going to come up, not be cleared, head on into the turn 2 wall, or turn 1 wall at Phoenix this weekend. If anybody's going to do that, I would imagine it's going to be Austin Cindric. It's weird, man. These slates are weird. Truck Series, there's too much chalk. Can't really do anything. Xfinity Series, there's so much potential for people to just wreck and be stupid. Even the safe plays are bad. So we just gotta go through and play the ownership. That's how I look at it. Guys, thank you for watching my videos this year. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the growth. Really appreciate the support. I got a Patreon in the description below. Obviously, we're coming off on the off season. Won't be offering anything until we enter Speed Weeks next year in February. But thank you guys for supporting me. If you guys would like to donate $1 in the off season, keep me entertained, do anything. I got a Patreon in the description. I guess I might as well throw a PayPal or something in there next year, because I guess that's how everybody's going. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for giving me shout outs. Phil from Osimo put my name in his articles a few times this year. I really do appreciate that. Race of the Prize, obviously, for always giving me a good shout out. Jason from Free NASCAR DFS for always, letting me post in the freemium DFS Discord that he has. And just thank you, everybody else who follows me on Twitter, who subscribed on here. That really does help. I'm not just saying that. I know I'm not monetized. We probably won't get there until midway next year. But the growth of this channel this year has been amazing. Just thank you guys so much for actually including my dumbass opinions in your ideas and approach to DFS. This is stuff that I love to talk about, and thank you for giving me an avenue to do that. So until Speed Weeks in Daytona, and I'm going to end it on this note here, talking about Speed Weeks in Daytona, because I'm going to be covering Cup Series on this channel next year. I'll put a video out probably sometime around January. On the superstition that I'm on with Denny Hamlin, that I'm on with a few friends of mine. You're going to call me crazy. And this is not a joke. I swear to God, I know you're going to be like, oh, this guy's crazy. What is he doing? I'm not playing Denny Hamlin in the Daytona 500 next year because I think he gets killed in the race. We're going to talk about that in a later video. Really go into detail. You can find some hints in that in the Talladega reaction video that I have called "I Can't Hear Myself Think" when I'm in the Discord or I'm in the TeamSpeak with a couple buddies of mine that I race in Winston. But I got a friend of mine who has predicted a lot of things that have happened this year, and I mean out of left field. Left field. Before the Daytona 500, he was like, I had a dream. I think Ryan Newman, I think he's going to get wrecked. He's going to flip over and nearly die in the 500. You're full of shit, dude. What are you talking about? And then it happened. And then other thing he said has happened. And now he's comparing Dale Earnhardt to Denny Hamlin, comparing the Hamlin Jordan Racing to DEI. So I'm going on a tangent here. Didn't mean to end it that way, but thank you guys for watching this year. I really do appreciate it. And I'll catch you next year. Thank you for watching my DFS content. And thank you. I really do appreciate it. That's all I got to say.